Let's go! Oh boy, let's break this down. Obviously a lot to get to and not a lot of time. So first thing here on the kickoff return error by Jack Bech. Right before the kickoff happened, I'm not showing it to you, but Brian Kelly and Brian Polian told the two kickoff returners to switch. Okay, so right before and Jack's got to catch it. There's just no other way around it. So right before the kick happened, Jack had to sprint to this return spot right here, and now has to run, 20 yards to catch this ball. You still got to just catch this ball and make sure you secure it. But, you did, 15 yards? Yeah, you just got to catch it. What some kickoff return units do, though, is they'll have some people on the wings right here, so you don't have to make such a long run up. But the bottom line is you just got to catch it, and obviously this was just a huge play to start the game, and it gives them good field position, and they do end up scoring a touchdown on the opening drive.
What is your thinking when winning the coin toss as to whether to defer or take the ball?
Yeah, I had that question last week. We deferred last week. I felt like getting our defense on the field against Auburn's offense was the right thing to do. But with this offense, you don't want to give them any more possessions. And so that was what went into my thinking this past week.
I am a believer that you always defer to the second half, just because and you'll see it affects your end of first half management. All right, so here we go. First offensive snap here, really good offense. They're playing off of us here on the outside. If they're playing off of us, which a lot of teams have done, you just got to run comebacks all day, okay? And this is actually good. Jayden's releasing this football, pretty quickly. Mason makes his catch. Now let's make somebody miss and fall forward for some yardage. And we do. Nice gain on first. All right, so we get to the 2nd and 5. I do want to see if LSU can see how much pre-snap motion with our tight end has helped us this year. We still haven't been able to run on this. And be honest, I would kind of like to see us check into a pass here. You see, this box is kind of heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going up against our 7 guys, they have us outnumbered here. So we probably potentially should start RPO in this thing, right? Pull it, throw a slip right there. But there's just too many people here to run this football, and they're holding the point of attack well. Okay, so we fall forward for a few yards, but if you see here, if we pull, once again I say play action fake. If we pull, we're hitting Mason Taylor right there for a nice gain. All right, once again, we're motioning. Once again, I want to see how much our tight ends' motions have turned into big gains. So pre-snap, you could see pretty simply that right here, they're going to roll into single high, all right? And you'll see 2 different things open up, okay? Mason Taylor is wide open here, all right? But corner's playing off. Kayshawn's wide open, and this is just a drop, but it's also not a good throw right here by Jayden. You still got to catch it, but this ball is coming pretty hot. It is behind him, okay? It's not a very catchable football, right? It is catchable, but it's not the most receiver-friendly ball you'll ever see. Also, this corner just kind of gave us middle of the field right here, okay? He had outside leverage, okay? So we get a break right there. Kayshawn's running an in-breaking route. You hit him in stride right here, okay? Who knows? Mason might peel off, and then it's Kayshawn versus this guy for a tutty or at least a 40, 50-yard gain. And you'll see it here, okay? I know from that broadcast angle, it looks like it is a catchable ball because it is. But, number one, this ball is thrown really hard, okay? The second thing is it is behind him, and you'll see where the football is right here, okay? Yes, that should be caught, but it's a lot harder than it looks, okay? The ball needs to just be right here, and it's just behind him, okay? You still got to catch it. But the point of that play is to hit him in stride and get some yak. Instead, we're lucky it gets a favorable bounce and it's not a pick. All right, so this is what advanced special teams coaching can be, right? They get a good punt return, and the design of this actually is really, really good. The first thing is the gunners do an excellent job blocking this, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second. The second thing is our guy Slade Roy has been making some plays, but watch what happens. So for those that don't know, on punt team, when the ball is snapped, the deep snapper and the two gunners are allowed to run when the ball is snapped. Everybody else has to wait for the ball to actually be punted, okay? So I've never understood teams that allow gunners or the deep snapper to run freely. So watch what Tennessee decides to do, okay? With this player, he peels off and actually takes the deep snapper, okay? And takes Slade Roy out of the play. Notice that kind of shocks Slade Roy, and he's stuffed. They also get this guy stuffed. And in fact, Penn actually let this guy go a little too easy, and he almost got in there and blocked it, okay? So they get a long punt, but notice how well this is blocked right here, okay? So nobody is really getting anywhere here, all right? That was a good play to scheme for Slade Roy, who's been really good, okay? Now, this punt is really deep, and could BTJ have made a better play on this? Maybe, but that was a good job right there by the punt block team to take care of the gunners, okay? And remember, Slade Roy was taken out of the play, and all these guys are coming in late because they can't leave until the football's left. Mike Jones misses a big tackle right there, and Penn misses a big tackle. And these were our two starting linebackers to start the year. So these are, two scholarship guys, and we're just not, It really is a well-designed punt return right there. Okay, good block right there. And you just give Jay Bramblett a lot of credit here making this tackle. And this was a 4-point saving tackle. Okay? And, of course, as many of you know, Tennessee ended up kicking a field goal. All right, you see another slow start. We're already down by 10. So let's see if we can get Kayshawn on a jet sweep right here. And, honestly, this play was made right here. Okay? They read this jet sweep. It's very predictable. This end sees Kayshawn is coming. So, he wants to get back here and disrupt this. So, this edge player just knows he has to get in here and disrupt it, and it's just predictable, okay? I don't mind the jet sweep play, but he just did a good job scheming this. Safety sees it as well, and they're attacking this downhill. So Mason Taylor's getting driven back, and the play is actually designed to go to the outside, and it's just blown up, okay? And there's this guy right here, and Kayshawn sees that, so now he's got to bounce it to try and make something happen. And honestly, Kayshawn did a good job not allowing this to be a 5-yard loss. So, maybe you can work off of that and show jet sweep versus Florida and throw over the top of it if they're going to play that downhill. But still, good play by them on first. All right, so we max protect this play action fake, and we're probably trying to hit something deep, okay? So they have not one but 2-ish quarterback spies, and this looks like it's some variation of zone, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. So we had 3 guys behind their 7 right here. And even though we don't have the all 22 to see any of the routes, you would like to see something be open or Jayden throw something, right? But apparently nothing got open, or Jayden just didn't want to risk it. And we pick up a yard here. All right, so it's third down right here, and really good quarterbacking and really good wide receiver play. I like Jack in the slot. One thing I always like about Jack, especially in the slot, he always gets a good jump off the football. Okay? So, 3rd and 10. All right, we got 6 to block there, 4. Jack finds the soft spot right here. We hit him, and this ball actually is still a little bit behind him. Okay? You'd like this football to be, a little bit ahead of him right there. And Jack gets the football and gets upfield and picks up a first. Some good football right here. Okay, here we go. It's first down. Once again, tight end motion. Here we go. All right. So we hit Josh Williams. I love this play design right here, okay? So we essentially have a lead blocker here. So this is essentially a handoff with 86, your tight end, Mason Taylor being your fullback, and we blocked this to perfection, okay? Really good job by Jack. This is honestly the key block right here, okay? And he hits it. And we get a good block right there as well by BTJ. Not the cleanest, but he was able to get enough. And all we need is Josh Williams to make some guys miss or just run into the spot. Good blocking right there by Mason. And we pick up a really nice gain. Okay? I mean, that's just well designed football right there. This is a difference, so, like, you know, Jayden made a good job, made the right decision to hand this football off right here. Okay? A few things, though, is, once again, I would like, this might be an RPO here or just a handoff all the way. We do have, if you throw this football out here, we do have two lead blockers, and they are playing off of us. So if this was an RPO, you could have thrown it here, and it would have been a nice gain. The issue, though, and this is just, one observation, our tight ends are really struggling to block in space. Okay? You'll see right here, all right, Mason just whiffed this guy, okay? And I guess maybe the play, if he would have caught it, would have been designed to go through here. The second thing, though, is you would like to eventually have a running back who can break this tackle, okay? Maybe this could have gone quicker, this handoff, because eventually we want this end to miss this tackle. We don't want the end to be able to play the quarterback and still at the same time be able to make this tackle on the running back. So we want the running back to be able to break this tackle right here, because if we do, we're gaining at least 4-ish extra yards right there. So, it is very interesting. We're an empty. Okay. We have Kayshawn right there. Nicely done. Okay. It's just good stuff, right? Dre does eventually open up, but 12 was with him. We want to play pitch and catch all day. Okay? Good stuff. Good offense. Spreading them out. That's good. So Tennessee was able to get the timeout. This is just really good offense. Once again, running zone read stuff. Okay? All Jayden has to do is read this in. The end collapses all the way down. So pull it. Now we just need Mason Taylor to make a decent block right here. He does. And obviously Jayden's got enough speed to get through there. And we get a face mask penalty. Very nicely done. Okay. 1st and 10. See what happens here. We are running the ball and Dellinger whiffs right here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Dellinger whiffed this block right in there. And this guy was coming off the edge. John Emery has no chance. Okay. He actually did a good job, getting back to here. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you right now. So, after sleeping on it, this is a play I actually want to spend some extra time, because I started cutting this film study yesterday, and now obviously we're putting some final touches on it. And this play right here shows everything wrong about Mike Denbrock and the LSU offense. And a lot of this also falls on Brian Kelly, okay? Now, before I show you the play again, I want to say thanks to everybody. We are growing. I'm starting to get discovered in group chats from people that knew me or know me from somewhere else, which is kind of cool. That means our work is starting to get spread around. So I appreciate all the likes and shares, and I also appreciate all the Venmos, Cash Apps, the Patreon stuff, because, man, these do get demonetized sometimes, and it is demoralizing for my bankroll. So I really appreciate you guys that, really help fund this channel. Okay? Now, this play right here infuriated me. Number one, it wasn't blocked well, but number two, just the play is bad. Okay? It's too predictable. Now, we're going to talk about a few things. The first thing is something called rush yards before contact average, okay? It's a stat from SEC StatCat, which basically means how many yards does a running back actually run before he gets contacted. And here, John Emery ran negative yards before he got contacted, okay? That's not good. That's not good at all. I don't know what LSU needs to do. I would start running just counter just to see if it works, because that's what got our rush offense going last year. But we don't pull. We don't run a lot of pulling guard kind of stuff. So, second thing here is the tight end motion stuff needs to start getting reevaluated. LSU is amongst the SEC's leaders in pre-snap motion, but when we do it with our tight end, it's not really putting the defense in any kind of conflict. In fact, it makes us predictable, because if the safety sees that the ball is getting snapped right now, the safety responsible for Mason Taylor, he knows that more than likely this is going to be a run. They are not throwing to Mason Taylor on a slip. So this is a good job by Tim Banks, the Tennessee defensive coordinator, to say, okay, if he's rotating this late right in here, it's an automatic run. So now they have 6 guys on the line of scrimmage right here, okay? And even if John Emery was able to make this guy miss and bounce, it's dead on arrival, okay? Now, we get to the third part about this. If they are selling out with like a penny front, a 5-man front here, and they're bringing another guy up like this, we need to start doing something called an RPO. Now, what's interesting is LSU is amongst the SEC's least when it comes to, I didn't say that well at all. They're amongst the lowest in RPO percentage and amongst the lowest in play action percentage. We did a 30-minute video on this last Thursday about how play action destroyed the Tennessee defense, and we did it kind of sort of more in this game, as you'll see, but I think LSU needs to do it more, because I do believe play actions and RPOs do help out. Now, this could have been an RPO right here, and if it was an RPO, Jayden makes a terrible read right here to not throw this ball to Malik Neighbors, okay? And as you'll see, Malik does get open on this slant right here. So if it was an RPO, Jayden needs to pull this and run it, okay? Now, why don't I think this is an RPO? Well, we're blocking more than 3 yards downfield. So if he did pull it and throw it, it might have been a penalty, but still. We want to pull and throw on an RPO if this was indeed an RPO. If it wasn't, we need to start looking into running more RPOs, because our runs are starting to get very, very, very predictable. RPO, pull it here, hit Kayshawn right here, or pull it, throw it out wide, or pull it, throw it here. But that simply isn't getting it done. So this is on Mike Denbrock, but it's also on Brian Kelly. All right, so it's second down. And I just hate this play call. I just really do. Okay, first down run didn't work. So now we're running again on second. And we miss another block right here, okay? And this time it is Emory Jones who misses it, okay? So I don't know what exactly happened here, all right? This guy crosses Emory Jones's face, and the block, he swim moves to the inside of Emory Jones, and he gets a late fire off here as well. You'll see it. He's late coming out of his stance, and you could see everybody else is gone, and 90 just swim moves right in there, and you'll see Jones and Frazier both work to the second-level linebacker while letting 90 go through. Okay? Second thing that happens here is we let this guy just be unblocked. So the design of this is just prehistoric, if you will. Okay? We missed this block where we committed 3 guys, and now we have 1, 2, 3 guys making second-level blocks while this guy comes through untouched and this guy. Okay? It's just bad design. Okay? Especially, since we've had a lot of success throwing to the trips side right here. Look at how far back they're playing. Okay? Something quick right here would have gotten us a lot of yards, and this is what a lot of teams have been doing to us. And you'll see it throughout the film study. They decided to play man coverage in these 7 and 10 yard splits. You just got to play pitch and catch to the outside. Instead, a running game that really hasn't existed all year for us, we're running to the right, and it's just bad. This is just bad offense. And once again, Emory actually did a good job, turning this into something, making that guy miss, and actually falling forward here. That's actually really, really, really special running back play, okay? He drops back into this pocket right here, okay? So what are we doing here? I'm telling you, we need to just take this out of the playbook. This play, this action has not worked all year, okay? Running our tight end up the sideline and Kayshawn running this way, okay? So you'll see here that they communicate this well, okay? This is man right here, all right? And Kayshawn's job is to pick this guy off so Mason could go up the field, but they had another guy waiting for him, okay? So we do play action fake, something else, and this just needs to get fixed. I don't even think that's a play action. I don't know. It's just hard to say, really. Is it? Is it not? No, it's not, okay? Still, the center quarterback exchange is kind of weird right there. Nobody's open here, okay? And you notice we're running 2 guys in the same space, okay? So maybe this ball could have been delivered to Malik right here. Is he even looking for the ball? I don't know. This just looks like a mess. This really looks like a mess. I don't think he's looking for it. I don't know. I really don't know what this is. I really don't. And now he's looking for it. It's just really bizarre. So Jayden just takes off and run. There's a collision here. I don't know. It's just, ugh. All right, 4th down. Don't allow your end results to... I'm looking at you. Yes, I know you've already liked and subscribed. Once again, our film studies do sometimes get demonetized, so if you can, drop a Venmo, Cash App, whatever you want. Donations do go a long way, and a lot of work does go into these film studies. And let me know if you're watching this on a premiere or whenever. Did you agree with this decision to go for it on 4th and 4? Because I actually did. It worked, too, except our guy tripped on our own right tackle, okay? So, what you have to know going in versus Tennessee is in critical downs on 4th down, whether it's prevent defense and it's 4th and 50 or if it's 4th and short, they love to blitz on 4th down. And just in 3rd down situations, 3rd and 4th downs, okay? So what are we going to do? Well, we want to run a blitz beater, and what it would have been right here is a quick little throw to Kayshawn in the flat. Okay, you look left and you throw right. Okay, and what you'll see here is Jayden does actually he never even looked left. Okay, he looks right, and this should have been a little dump off right here to Kayshawn, and it would have worked. Okay, Malik blocked his man. That's the goal of this play, is to block. And it would have worked. Kayshawn would have had all this space right here to cut up and pick up this 1st down. Okay? And this defensive back gets stacked by his own guy, but he tripped. Now, why did he trip? Well, you'll see here, Emory Jones is in a deep pass set. He's basically off the football here, okay? Look at where the left tackle's foot is, and look at where the right tackle's foot is, okay? This is almost a full yard back from where the left foot of Bradford is. So that's what happened here. Very unlucky. Okay, that's been LSU's offensive MO this year, because this would have worked. Okay, so Jayden has to get off of that. They're not expecting the football. Okay, they think this ball is going to Kayshawn, and their job is to get as vertical as you possibly can, and it would have worked. And guess what? It still almost did work. Okay, And they did a good job, collapsing on this. And Kayshawn did a good job, at least getting close. Is that past the yard marker? I don't know. They reviewed it, and they said he was short. 5 wide on 1st and 10, and all they do is run a simple twist stunt, okay? It's hard to block this out of empty, okay? And some teams, what they'll do in empty is it's an auto twist stunt, okay? This guy goes to the outside, this guy goes to the inside, and the twist stunt is oftentimes opposite the side of the field or the strength call, okay? So this team knows that more than likely LSU is going to be throwing this football to the right, so they're going to twist stunt to the left. Because if you twist stunt from the offensive line's left, more than likely the center is going to kick out and help protect to the right, okay? So that's exactly what happens. He gets occupied right here. They get a 2-for-1. The defensive tackle takes up 2 of these blocks, and this is just easy stuff right here. And the issue is this would have been a big gain right here, but we couldn't protect it. We couldn't protect the twist. It wasn't passed off properly, and that's huge loss on first. See it right here, okay? Turner's picked up by the shade A-gap player, and all it is, you go outside, you go inside, and the way it's supposed to be blocked here is Dellinger is supposed to let 20 go, and then he pick up the twister. It's got to be communicated with these two, but guess what? They know Will Campbell's out of the game, so what are we going to do? We're going to twist stunt the heck out of the left tackle who rarely plays, okay? Deli fires off in the 20. That's exactly what they want you to do. Unblocked A-gap pressure. You guys know. We always say it on the channel. This is the best kind of pressure you can get in football. Right up the middle with the fast guy, and it's just easy. So 2nd down at 17. Good decision right here to run a quarterback draw. Okay? That's exactly what it is. We ride him upfield. Good stuff. Now we just need some good blocks right here. Okay? Emory gives us a great block, and now we're just running into the space. Great call right here on 2nd. Slide, protect yourself. 3rd down and 8. And you'll notice this. I would have preferred LSU doing more play action stuff. But still, all right, they bring an exotic pressure. We pick it up. Now we just need somebody to make a play on the outside, and we get exactly that. One of Jayden's best throws of the day. Good route by Malik. Coming back, making this play, and falling forward for a few extra yards. Good stuff. You'll see right here, this is just good stuff by Jayden, okay? The ball is well thrown. There's not a ton of separation here. And he throws it to the outside shoulder right there, and it allowed Malik to make a play. That's big-time quarterbacking right there. All right, so here we go. We're running to the right side, and Cole Taylor is our lead blocker, okay? Let's see. I mean, it's just not smooth at all. Okay. Where is this play designed to go to? Okay, so Emory sees that this safety is filling this gap, so he decides to bounce it into this space right here, and they just do a good job filling this right here. Still, it's a decent run on first, and it becomes a better run. Good hustle right here by Frazier to come bring him along, and that's just really good running back play right there by John Emory. Another solid game for him. Good hustle to get these extra yards. They called holding on Emory Jones, and now we're in 5 wide again. Okay? And we're throwing pitch and catch. Good call right here. You know, if they're playing off of us and you think that they're going to roll into cover 4, which they do, you just got to play pitch and catch. Okay? It's what teams are going to continue to do to us if we don't continue to do this. And honestly, it's not the worst defense in the world, okay? Yeah, they get 7 yards, but it's still 2nd and 13, but we'll take it. 2nd down, lots of empty in this game, okay? See what they're doing? We protect the twist better this time, okay? Good adjustment by Brad Davis and the offensive line to know that this twist was coming this time, okay? Have the right guard pick up the shade and know that the twist is going to come from the 3 technique side. That's excellent. Excellent protection adjustment, okay? So now the protection's really good. Their game doesn't work, okay? So now we just got to find something open, and we do. All right, this is a wobbler, not a well-thrown football at all, but that's an excellent catch by BTJ. The read is good, but you can see the ball is just not it's just not clean coming out of the hand, but who cares? It got there. Good catch right there by BTJ. What's even better is the yards after this catch. All right, get in there, Mason. Push him forward. This is one of the few times we got a good spot in this game. Okay, we got a really good spot. We'll take it. So they actually didn't give us a first, and it's 3rd and short. Okay, Brian Kelly lit into Jayden Daniels after this, and he should have. Okay, now I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way for me to know what the routes actually were here, okay? I would need the all 22. But no matter what, okay, just use simple logic here. It's our 2 guys going up against their 3. So there has to be something that opens itself up, especially if it's like this. Also, in this situation, there's not going to be a scrambling opportunity if you're Jayden. You just got to throw it up and live with the results, okay? One of the matchups, just one of them, whatever the case may be, throw it up. Give it a chance, okay? Instead, we roll out and just have to throw it away, okay? The thing about this, if you're Jayden, throwaways aren't the worst, okay? You know if you throw it out of bounds, it's not going to the other team. But here's the thing about this throwaway, all right, is that right here in this situation is if you know that all of them are packing the box like this, that was a good job selling the play action fake, the likelihood of there being an interception is very little. So what I would tell Jayden in this spot is whichever person the single high safety picked up there, throw it to the other guy and just throw it up in the air and see if he can make a play on it. But right there, you just got to throw it, and I could see why Brian Kelly was very mad right there.
Jayden didn't throw the ball, whatever. I saw you discussing it or getting after him maybe a little bit. What was your problem with that, please?
Yeah, we had one-on-one coverage, and, you know, he was waiting for the route to open, and my point to him was it's 4th down. Give him a shot to make a play. And sometimes, you know, you're not going to get the receiver, you know, separation that you're looking for. You got to go make a play and put the ball in a position where maybe we get a PI, maybe we, you know, get a call. We had a couple of those, and he's learning about those. We had a 2-point conversion where, you know, the plays break on the front pylon, the back pylon, and through the goalposts. Put it in one of those areas, and you got a chance to make a play. So that's what we were talking about.
The one I got pushed back on Twitter for this, don't tighten your formation and run. Okay, we bring in Nick Storrs, who actually had some good blocks for us, and we had a lot of conversions versus Auburn out of this, but that was when they were tired and it was late in the game. Okay? I hate this. I just hate tight formations, especially when you don't have a bona fide superstar back. You'll see right here, Jere Jenkins is not a threat, okay? They know we're running. They know we are running. So the guy right here from the opposite side A-gap knows that if it is a handoff, it is going to go to the right, okay? Now, what is something I brought up in the pregame piece that we did? Run pistol, okay? At least at a pistol, you don't know which direction the running back is going. You know here on a handoff, it's probably going to go here, and it's probably going to go to the A-gap or the B-gap. There's probably no backside cut through this, okay? So that's just the easiest play for a linebacker to make. And it just makes no sense to run that play at all. So I actually like this play design right here by Denbrock, okay? We bring Jack Besh in, and this is a fake pitch to the left, and we're trying to hit Jack Besh on a go, all right? Both of these routes are the same, though, right? And Jayden right here, maybe you throw this back shoulder. I don't know. I can't really see. Okay. So now, he doesn't want to throw it because these guys are there. All right. Now, could he have worked to this right here? Maybe. It's tough to work all the way backside here to Jure. So now he's looking this way and everything's picked up. So now we need Jayden to do something special. Okay. So he's rolling out to the right and now he's trying to hit Jure right here. And honestly, this was there on the scramble, and he sailed him. Okay? That was actually there. Okay? It's a tough throw, but there's actually a good job right here by Jure on the scramble drill to get there, and it wasn't even close. So once again, we're still doing this. This play has just got to be taken out of the playbook. We are not beating anybody with this tight end wheel. It's just not working, okay? Now, could Malik have done a better job right here getting in the way of this guy right here? Maybe. But that should be enough right here, okay? And obviously what you're doing is you're looking to see if you can get this wheel right here. Okay, it's even, so he gives Mason an opportunity to make this play, hits him in the hands, linebacker's able to stay step for step. It's just not working. This has just got to be taken out of the playbook. Mason Taylor up the sideline doesn't work. It just doesn't. And what actually happens here is we do eventually throw it, but, I know this backer is playing, middle of the field. Work back here to your check down. If he runs with the check down, hit Jure right here on the dig, and we're cooking with grease. Okay? But, it's just a tough completion. It's a low percentage completion, if you will. 3rd and 10. Let's see what happens here. We have got to make a play. Okay? So they decide to get conservative and have a QB spy. And notice they're keeping their pass rush lane angles, okay? So, you could have hit Josh Williams. He probably picks a first down. This is just really good quarterbacking yet again, okay? They bracket Jack Besh right here. They're saying, look, we're not going to let you hit Jack Besh on an easy completion like the last time. So now Jayden works backside here to Malik and throws a strike. Now, this ball could have been delivered quicker. Now, okay? But you see, he waits a little bit, and it still gets there, but it was a little late, but we'll take it. That's some really good quarterbacking, okay? And we pick up the first. And this is one of the few all-22 angles we get, okay? See? Good adjustment by the defense. They're saying, look, we're not going to let you hit Jack on the 3rd, okay? So Jayden looks right. This draws the safety over here. I wish we had all 22 for every play, or that, we had access to it. And obviously we don't want to hit this. That would have been short. So you work backside to the dig. God, I can't play quarterback better than that, folks. You just can't. Excellent stuff. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. So we get an extra 15 tacked on for a face mask. And now we're going 1st and 10. And we hit Kyron Lacey right here. Good throw on first down. Way to stay aggressive. And there we go. All right. So I'm fine with running here. All right. Look, we're hitting him with passes. All right. He's creeping out. They play the most middle of the field close coverage in the SEC. So this safety does jump in here late, but we still should be able to run on this, but we can't. Okay. It's just eaten alive, all right? At the last second, the safety comes in and becomes a new contained defender. So it's kind of a hard read by Jayden because he's reading this guy right here, and this guy does crash. So that's good, but look at all this penetration anyway, okay? It's tough for Jayden to make this guy miss. Give him credit for making a good call right there on 2nd and 3 on the zone read. That safety running downhill on that is just, it's tough. I honestly think it was pretty clear that RPOs would have worked really well in this game. And RPOs work really good against teams that like to roll a safety into the box to help defend the run, okay? So why do teams roll safeties into the box? Well, Tennessee is baiting LSU into running right here because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish guys in the box, right? With this player, kind of splitting the difference here. So it looks like Tennessee is playing cover 2, right? Like a cover 2 shell right here. But instead they roll into cover 3. In other words, middle of the field closed coverage, okay? So what does that mean, middle of the field closed coverage? Well, that means the pockets of space in the passing game are right here, okay? So once again, what I would have done, and once again, we touched on this briefly, what I would have done is RPO the safety, right? If they're going to do this, if they bite all the way in, boom, slant, right there, pull and throw it. But we quite simply didn't do it, and that should have been a bigger part of the game plan. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you, right now. So, we're about to break down the biggest miss from Jayden Daniels to me in this game. This ball right here has got to be completed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? And look, I love everybody that plays for this team, all right? But this right here, if you are one of those people that say, nuss, this is a golden piece of film for you to show your friends, okay? All right? There's a few inexcusable things about what happens here, okay? And it does look like protection does break down, okay? Which it does. But this is 100,000% on Jayden Daniels. So honestly, this starts off in the meeting room, okay? This should have been hammered home to the LSU offensive players that they love to blitz on 3rd and 4 in this situation. And truth be told, we talk about this a lot on this channel. If you are on offense and you are on the plus side of the field from the 25-ish to about the 45-ish yard line, teams love to blitz on 3rd down. Now, why do they do that? Because, number one, it can knock you out of field goal range. Number two, it will create a longer field goal. And number three, they want to sack you to disincentivize you for going for it on 4th. So, teams in general, especially Tennessee, love to blitz in this situation. Okay? Now, the play we're running is a play that is a Brian Kelly staple, and honestly, it's a Mike Leach staple. It's mesh. Okay? Brian Kelly calls it something different. Someone showed me his Notre Dame playbook. He doesn't necessarily call it mesh, but that's what it is, okay? And mesh rail is oftentimes designed for the running back to hit the rail, okay? It's not there, all right? So this player goes here, Mason Taylor goes here, and then you have a hook defender over the middle. A hook, coming back right over here to the middle, all right? But nevertheless, this essentially means it's empty, okay? You have no personal protector. So blitzes, twists, and stunts are probably going to get home, okay? We have 5 guys to block their 5, and they actually do twist somebody around here, okay? It looks like Xavier Hill should have picked that up. That's a tough ask in this scenario, okay? The issue here is if you're Jayden Daniels, you have to know that you are down 20 points. You have 2 downs to pick up this 3rd, all right? So even if you throw a football and it's short of the line to gain, at least we can go for it on 4th. The one thing you cannot do in this scenario is take a sack, okay? The issue is Mike Denbrock calls a really good play versus a blitz. Mesh rail is a great man beater because you have a lot of traffic, and Kyron Lacey does exactly what he's supposed to do. Shield this guy. All you got to do is hit Mason Taylor on his upfield shoulder. and he's there for a first, okay? Or he's getting tackled at the line to gain to make it a reasonable fourth, but Jayden eats the sack. You'll see it right here, 11 twist around through here, okay? It really is a well-done stunt, okay? But you'll see Jayden is looking at the middle of the field, okay? He's looking over the middle. So this is your read right here, okay? Right at him, okay? Throw it. But then at the last second, he tries to get this football to Kyron Lacy. This ball's got to be right here, okay? It looks like 2 is even with Mason Taylor. He's not, because he is on the other side of Kyron Lacy right there, okay? So, a few things about this. That right there is backbreaking. And a year 4 starter, there's so many different levels of why this is so bad. Because we can't go for it on 4th down. We're down by 20, and that sack, knocked us out of 4th down range. I kind of still would have gone for it if we're down by 20 in plus territory. But even if you throw this and it's incomplete, guess what? We go for it on 4th and 4th and medium, down 3 possessions. You've got to throw this football. Either to, and honestly, he still had a chance if he was to throw this football to Kyron Lacy. He still potentially had a chance to get this football off to him. But for some reason or another, and this is kind of the baffling thing to me, so much of Jayden Daniels' struggles have been routes that involve Mason Taylor. I just don't think he has faith in him. I just don't. Whatever the case may be. Because, look, he's looking. I don't know if he's trying to wait for Kyron to clear out. But still, that ball could have. I mean, it's man. Okay, the ball still could have come out here. You have to know as a quarterback, the ball just has to come out here. It just does. See right there, boom, throw it. But it honestly should have gone to Mason. I just don't think Jayden has any faith in him because we've thrown so many incompleted targets to Mason this year. And it begins to question, does Denbrock love his tight ends because he is the tight ends coach? We're putting so much on a 3-star true freshman tight end who came in the fall. And I don't know. It's popping up, though. This is a trend. I don't know what needs to be done about it, but it needs to be evaluated in the meeting room about why Jayden and Mason just can't seem to get any chemistry. But what makes that play even more inexcusable is that was the one play we ran the most in the spring game in this building on a hot summer's day. You know it's a fall right now, and that was a spring. Still, that play is what we ran the most, okay? So that is a play that has been read a gazillion times in practice. That you could not have called a better play, a play that we run a ton, and we still did not execute it for whatever the reason may be. This is just amazing quarterback play. Once again, play action fake, which I like a lot. We should do more of it, okay? If you're a really advanced quarterback, you could top shelf this ball into a tight window right here to Cole, okay? It would have to be high, but that was there right there, okay? But truth be told, this is the throw of the year right here by Jayden Daniels. Look at where this ball was placed. Okay, once again, play action fake. Good things happen off play action fakes. I'm supposed to be writing down all the play action fakes. All right? He's looking right. And this was actually here to Malik if he wanted it on this comeback. But instead, he decides to make the cross hash field throw. And look at where this is placed. Goodness gracious. And Jure actually had a chance to get upfield with this. And he couldn't, contort his body. All right, 1st and 10. They did a good job, bringing this safety in late, okay? And it might have actually been a throw right here to John Emery. That was a play design. But it looks like it is a QB draw, and it works, okay? Look at that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. Okay, we pick it up the first, and bang. Someone told me that this actually did open itself up. Obviously, I can't see that. It doesn't. Actually, it might not have been this throw. Okay, but we do get a nice gain on the rollout right here on first. All right, 2nd and 1. We go to 12 personnel right here. All right. Once again, everything's just so tight. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 7 against our 8. Got to be able to run against it. And, yeah, I see what they do. It's very creative, honestly. So, some teams do this, right? So, 9 sees that this is a run to the right. So, he notices that. He knows he has a contained defender to this outside. And he twists into this open gap right here. And that's exactly what he does. And John just runs right into it. 21's a really good player. And we got to block this double better. All right. Bad communication. First off, a late fire off. Xavier Hill has to help on this double a little bit more. So we actually don't block either of these guys well. Okay. The more important block right here is the double. Instead, he goes to the second level and doesn't even pick this guy up. And it's just stuffed. So there's just no way. So here we are. It's 3rd and 1. And now we got BTJ coming across here. And honestly, John just makes this happen. Okay? Once again, they were just keying our runs. It just kind of seemed like their defense knew our playbook, that they were running some of our plays better than ours. Okay? And what they'll do to jump these runs is these ends know that they have another blitzer behind them, and it forces this end to not play contain and just go guns a-blazing to blow this play up. Okay? And that's exactly what happened there. And John had a really good game. He really did. He fell forward and got this for us. But once again, they're playing off of us. You kind of just want to play pitch and catch if they're playing that far off of us. Okay? We're trying to run this double move. It's been very productive for us. They're just waiting on it. Okay? Just run comebacks or give it a short option. Just nothing easy. Nothing easy. As you can see, a lot of our plays are you got to make this guy miss or make a 50-50 catch, and the ball wasn't even close. All right, 2nd and 10. Get the snap here. Everything's protected well, and once again, good decision by Mike. If they're going to play this far off of us with this 20-point lead, we have just got to play pitch and catch if they're going to play off. Okay? So they press the single wide receiver side, okay? And they're playing quarters on this side. So safety's back, corner's back. So we got to, take advantage of the space that's there. Okay? Good stuff. Hit BTJ right there. BTJ picks up some good yards right here. Okay? Good job making that tackler miss and falling forward. Here we go. My favorite play, Haas Juke. I love it. All right? Had a penalty here, but it's simple. You look left, then you work back right, okay? So this time Jack decides to cut over the middle, and we complete it. But there's a flag. Flag was, I believe, we didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage, so that's an alignment issue. So instead of 2nd and 5 and an easy completion, it is now 1st and 15, and nothing is just... We're doing a lot of these like scissors, okay? And what scissors is basically this guy runs through here and this guy runs through here, and it's just not working. It's just not, okay? We are running vertical routes. It's just they're sitting there waiting on them. And you can see Jayden's trying to cock back and throw something there. So now he's rolling out to the right. Now he decides to run. Okay. Jukes this guy out of his shoes. All right. Once again, the long shirt thing doesn't make any sense. And this is just special Jayden running. Okay, they're tired at the end of the second half, and Jayden does make something happen. Okay. The good thing about these vertical routes is, like, they're all so far back, and you're able to pick up some yards. Good. So Jayden just Brian Kelly and Cortez Hankton. Brian Kelly chewed him out quite a bit, and I don't know what that was about exactly. But here we are. We're in 12 personnel. Kind of a penny look, if you will. All right. We're running. Oh, this is just a mess. Okay. I don't get the 12 personnel thing when our tight end room is struggling. Neither one of our tight ends are playing particularly well right now, and this is just another example of it. We run into them, okay? Now, it seems like we don't know who we're supposed to block. We haven't played many of these, like, 5-man looks. Some people call this penny, okay? And it looks like Mason was spooked by this player, Bradford, if he was supposed to block him or him. Either way, it didn't look like it was going for much at all. Okay? And it's just not good. Like 1 yard gains, just keep running zone. So, and it doesn't have to be counter. Pull some offensive alignment, if you will. Okay? So here we are, 2nd and 9. It's tough for me to see right here. Was Jure open? Yes. Okay. But we do have a protection mistake. We've got to work on this. They're getting good jumps off the ball, off our snap count. And you see, look, 6 is already cocking back. Byron Young, their best pass rusher. We got to help our left tackle out in this situation. Okay? And still, this isn't the absolute worst pass set in the world right here by... And maybe that is covered right there. Oh, man. This was actually there, though, to the boundary side. Okay? So, once again, it's kind of an empty protection, even though we have a personal protector. He's going out on a route. Okay? If this isn't there and you see all these players swooping over here, work back right, and, oh, man, that was there. Ooh. And it's mano-a-mano for a tutty. Okay? But instead, Byron Young's just a really good player. Jayden's got to know, you're not going to be able to outrun all these guys. Okay? And you take a tough hit. All right, third and 13 here. This is just Mike Denbrock's best call of the game, and it's not even close. Okay? Remember, they like to blitz. All right? So, to the 3 receiver side, we broke this play down in our pregame or in our halftime and postgame show. It's simple, okay? They like to blitz and play single high, middle of the field, close with man coverage, okay? So, what do you have to do? Well, Kayshawn runs, and, we essentially 2 for 1 it, right? His guy is guarding him, and the guy guarding Mason Taylor gets blocked off by Kayshawn, okay? Now, the key here is the protection. Best pass protection rep of the day as well. Cleanest pocket you'll ever see. And this is what we need more from Jayden. Hitting guys in stride right on the numbers. Okay? So we get Mason Taylor right here. Now we just need him to score. And he almost does. Good stuff. A really good rep right here to not false start it, but just score a tutty. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about on the short yardage runs. Okay? And some guy on Twitter tried to tell me I don't know what I was talking about. Okay? I might not know what I'm talking about, but on these short yardage plays, if you spread them out, look, they have to account for all of this. So when you spread them out, you're actually taking guys out of the box. So you see 1, 2, 3 going up against R2, and then 1 right there, okay? So now we have numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 6, excuse me. I get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? Knowing that one person has to account for Jayden Daniels on the zone read, it's 6 on 6, okay? So if it's 6 on 6, we have to be able to score on it, which we do, okay? And even if they sell out to stop the run, I'd rather them be spread out in that scenario. Bam! I'm looking at you. Yes, you, right now. So let's get some positive energy in here. We get a big break. So let's rewind, especially if you were at the game. And shout out to our PHLers that actually went, LJ and Prez. They got to meet up after the game. I love seeing PHLers get together. Sherry Berry on her birthday got to go to the game. Jason and his son. We had so many PHLers rocking the brand in there, and that's obviously really freaking cool. But truth be told, we didn't show up. Right? Now, LSU fans showed up, as did Tennessee. Everybody was talking about the big pockets of space. But, of course, that had more to do with Tennessee having the best team that they've had in quite some time, and the fact that Tennessee only comes to Tiger Stadium once every 12 years because of the cross-division rival rule. Truth be told, though, it was loud. The crowd brought it. We just didn't bring it as a team. And who does that fall on? Well, it falls on the coach, right? And let's be honest. The better coaches on the other sideline last night. Not only in terms of just in-game decision-making and preparation. Yes, it did help that they had a bye. But just in terms of structure and scheme. Yes, they have a better quarterback than us. But right now, they are scheming guys open. And while Jayden made some really good plays, our offense is more complicated. It's more clunky. So for me, in our free Power Hour LSU podcast, we release 2 to 3 episodes a week on Spotify and iTunes and wherever you get podcasts. We're going to talk about the truth about this game, about something that no LSU fan really wants to admit. Because you see right here, Jayden, yes, this wasn't the absolute cleanest pocket mechanics, but they bring a blitz here on first down. We protect it, and what makes this really crazy is we're running all deep stuff, okay? So the protection here is immaculate, and we have no this is part of our offensive structural issues. We have no check down here, right? So Jayden's got to make a difficult throw. He could have thrown it here to BTJ, but he throws an absolute dart right here to Jeray Jenkins, okay? So I didn't love it. But still, we got vertical, and we get a deep completion. So good call right there by Denbrock to be aggressive on first down in this situation with only 1 timeout remaining, which leads us into the next topic. We had to burn another timeout before that missed field goal, right? I don't know if we were trying to ice the kicker or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But that obviously gets you into this spot. And then it leads us into another coaching question that we need to answer right now. Will Brian Kelly reevaluate the defer to the second half stuff? I believe that he should, because I'm not just saying because we deferred last week we won the game. It just gets you in a more comfortable management at the end of half situation, especially if you're down by 13 and you know that they receive the next half kickoff. It puts you in a spot that you really have to be very aggressive. So going back to the great question by Scooter Hobbs to Brian Kelly, about your decision whether or not to kick or not, Brian Kelly's methodology was, well, it gets us an extra possession. The opposite's actually true. I think if we were receiving, and it may not be because Brian Kelly said his book said to go for it on 4th and 10, and we'll obviously break that play down in just a second. But whatever the case may be, it's easier to manage these end-of-half situations knowing that you get the ball first to start the second half. Okay? Now, here, once again, Jayden Daniels, this is really good quarterback play again. Jeray just needs to catch this, okay? This is just really good stuff. And look, I really do believe this to be true. Jayden needs to be better at the beginning of games, but you see his second half and fourth quarter EPA and yards per attempt go up because he starts getting into a rhythm. In these hurry-up situations, he does do better. as things move along. Okay, so he's looking left. He sees nothing is open. The pocket is absolutely perfect. I want you to see this right here from Josh Williams. Look at this chip right here. This is vicious. This is a good job helping out a left tackle right here. Watch this. Bang! I love that. That's what I'm talking about. Chalk outlining him. Let's go. Get the caution tape out, Josh. So look at this. This is perfect football. All right? Our six-man protection has dominated this. The pocket is as good as it's going to get. Jayden doesn't bail here, and he sits in the pocket and delivers an absolute strike. Okay? The ball gets tipped a little bit, or does it? Remember, Jayden throws a wobbler. The ball was already wobbling. Could it have been tipped right here? No. It just came out wobbly. Let's see this angle right here. Okay? So you don't see it, but the safety actually moved over the top of Malik right here. This is still not... I mean, they are just destroying us with jams right now. Any route up the sideline we run, there's not a lot of real estate. They're getting physical with us. And this is just, the case from the Auburn game. There's just nothing. I mean, they are just, bludgeoning us on these outside routes. But look at where this ball is placed. Is it... it was slightly tipped. And Orlowski said during the broadcast that it was. So it is this is tough. This is really, really tough. And, it's just give Tatum credit. But it's still a good throw by Jayden. It could have been cleaner, but still, it was a good process. Just we didn't get the end result that we hoped for. So now it's 2nd and 10. I would, in clear passing situations, think about making Jack the final, the fourth receiver as a tight end. Okay? So we get this ball right here. All right? They're bringing a blitz, and nothing's open. Notice we're not running much stuff over the middle of the field. I get it. We only have one timeout left. Once again, burning the timeout on special teams was huge. But you'll see here we do have protection issues. You could still work the middle of the field, though, in college with 40 seconds left. We're not running anything over the middle. And the thing is, Tennessee showed on film and just throughout the game that stuff over the middle was open. And see, we're running all deep stuff here. And Jayden, it doesn't seem like anything's open, and he just kind of has to throw this away. And he did a good job actually just getting this out of bounds and avoiding the sack right there. 3rd and 10, tight end motion. It just doesn't really threaten the defense at all. I know the reason you do it is to help give a quarterback an idea of what kind of coverage they might be running. Okay? Looks like our lineup here is Kyron, Jack, and BTJ. Okay. 3rd and 10. We've had a lot of success throwing this comeback route right here, and we don't throw it. Okay. You still can throw it right here. Okay. It's 3rd and 10. They're playing way off, and we were completing this all day. Okay. Jack does a good job getting play side, so he would not have gotten there. Ball needs to come out there, or the ball can go right here. Okay, to Mason Taylor right here on this upfield shoulder. Can't go to Jack. There's a safety right there. So throw either one of these, all right? Not great quarterbacking by Jayden. Okay, I think right here, part of the reason why he didn't cock and throw this football to Mason, once again, I just don't think he trusts him. But I also think since he only has a timeout left, he wants to throw something past the sticks. So if you want to do that, well, you see all the coverage right here? Work backside to the dig. Dig's right there. Okay? Now, protection did begin to break down, but the pocket is still good right here. Okay? Then, at the last second, just tuck and run this thing. But instead, he tries one of these shovels. Oh, I have nightmares about this shovel when Jordan Jefferson threw one. I'm not even going to bring that up. But, you just gotta run right there. Now, here's the thing. If Josh catches that, It just bad all around. All right, so now we get to here. All right, the good thing about Josh Williams catching that is he could have caught it, and LSU could have bled the clock down to 3 seconds or 10 seconds, and we have an all or nothing Hail Mary or an all or nothing, or excuse me, an out route to get us into field goal range. But instead, the clock is stopped, and we have to make the decision here to go for it on 4th and 10. Now, Brian Kelly said his book told him to go for it. We are down by 13. Our defense isn't playing great. I am super aggressive on 4th down, as in if the ball is in plus territory, you go for it. Not everybody agrees with that, but I'm fine with going for it here on 4th and 10, right? Jayden is actually playing really well on this drive outside of that miss right there. But he's delivered a few good throws here. And offensively, you're going to have to score points anyway to get back into this game. So I actually agree with the decision here to go for it. The issue here is the play design, okay? So on 1st and 2nd, they're giving you middle of the field, all right? They want you to throw to the middle of the field. Why? Because, well, you only have one timeout left, and the clock will still run. So Tennessee, as you guys have seen on this drive, they're giving us stuff over the middle. Also, we should know that they are going to blitz, all right? It's just what they do. So what does Mike Denbrock do? Well, he calls an all-or-nothing play, which is what you don't want to do, okay? Now, this isn't a zero blitz because there is a deep safety right here, but they do bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys against our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? We still should be able to protect it, but we don't. Anthony Bradford, at the worst possible moment, gets beat, okay? Now, why was that a big mistake? Well, I think we get the dig right there, okay? Once again, we have got to stop this. This has got to be thrown into a molten pot of lava. Quit with the tight end wheel stuff, okay? The better thing to do is just run something quick right here because you know they're going to blitz. Instead, we run 4 deep routes past the sticks, which is not what you want to do, okay? Still, misses the game right here by Anthony Bradford, all right? We want to block the interior first, okay? Don't worry about this guy, okay, because you have a running back. Very simple read, and there's nothing else here, okay? Block down, he steps wide and doesn't get inside quick enough, and he's through. Okay? Once again, your starting left tackle had the freak accident. That's a game-changing miss right there because, look, not the best right here by Emory Jones, but he's got to block the interior gap first, okay, which he actually does, right? This is actually really good because we don't want this guy to get through here, all right? So he's got to, it's not really not bad, all things considered, okay? Still, the route concepts here just don't make sense, right? Don't all or nothing. And what I mean by all or nothing, don't run 4 routes that all go past the sticks. Okay, remember, we just completed a 3rd and 14 running something intermediate, and we know that they like to blitz in these situations. So, number one, this play call isn't good. It's just not, right? We don't have, if they tackle us short of the line to gain, the clock's going to stop anyway. The most important thing here is not necessarily to stop the clock. It's just to get the first down. And Tennessee was giving us this all game, right? And, the Bradford miss obviously hurt us there. Just bad play design. And the sack, of course, adds yardage for them to potentially go pick it up. So, once again, not the best quarterbacking from Jayden on 3rd. Really bad play call on 4th when we know they like to blitz. So we pick it up here in the second half. They get a field goal off the sack, and they score a touchdown on the opening drive of the second half. So not only did they get the extra possession with the field goal, they got the possession to start the half, and that was a 10-point swing. And that decision, and I know we do all these, well, if you would have done this or that. Well, honestly, you can make a strong case that the decision to not defer cost LSU 17 points. Now, once again, that's what happened in the game. It's not always going to be the case that you get a 17-point swing, but just defer to the second half. So here we go. One little thing, we auto fair caught the kickoff. I think if you're down by 23, you just need to return all kickoffs, because with one play, you can, score a tutty, and it's a 3-possession game. But either way, good throw right here on first to Dre on the out. All right, so here we go. We are play actioning our tight end again. All right, it's the same thing. All right, we need to go see how much productivity we are getting out of that, because something else, if you motion your tight end, that's just more sprints that he has to make throughout the course of the game. Okay, so once again, I mean, every gap is just kind of full right here. Okay, it's just this is not good adjusting right here coming out of halftime. They're keying this. Every single time we motion the tight end, the safety makes a call, and they're automatically loading the box. So by motioning this guy in, look, this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-man box against our 6 blockers, okay? One guy's got to account, of course, for the quarterback, so it's in theory it's 6 on 6, but they're attacking downhill. The fact that we still try to run these kinds of runs, I mean, they are just keying on this, all right? 21, we have a backup left guard, obviously, with Dellinger out, but 21, this is a 400-pound man, or he's like 340, just blows this up. Our tight end who motioned in gets blown up. It's just bad. I mean, it's as bad as it looks. Really bad offense. We are down by 23. We're still trying to establish a run. It's one thing to run, with the light box, but you're rotating guys. We were showing the same thing, and they know what we're doing. Just bad. It's really, really, really bad. Oh man. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this right here. First thing is, this is actually a good play call, right? Our best player is being guarded in straight man. Okay, the safety has crept up here to play man coverage on the tight end. Okay, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys right here. So this safety can't get all the way over on top of Kayshawn. All right, so what we need is Kayshawn to burn this guy. All right, good pre-snap recognition right here by Jayden. Okay, sees the safety as center field. He knows if he throws it this way, there's no way the safety can get over there. Okay, so he automatically knows where he's going with this. The issue is we're not getting any separation here, and this is a tough throw, this slot fade, okay? Next thing is we have got to do a better job with hard counting, okay? You see 33 is technically off right here, but if they know off this clap right here that you are going to snap the football, we have got to do some snap manipulation. Auburn just teed off on Emory Jones last week, and it hurt him. It's a true freshman right tackle. Help him out, okay? So see how hard it is for Emory to get out on this pass set against his fast backer? Honestly, it's not that bad. Obviously, we want to ride him up and out, but 33 just gets such a good jump on this ball, okay? We've got to work on that. Still, good recognition by Jayden to read this. The throw isn't good, though. The throw isn't good, and we're also just not generating any separation. This ball has got to be thrown more out here, okay? And yes, there was pressure, but it shouldn't have affected this throw, okay? So good job by Emory getting a piece so we can at least get this off. It's not the best throw. You would prefer it to be high. But if you're Kayshawn, fight back through him, draw a pass interference, and this ball actually hits him in the hands. Okay? Once again, you don't really see Tennessee doing a lot of these kinds of plays. Yes, they do run fades, if you will. But this ball has to be dropped in a bucket for this to work. And it actually does. But you see, it's still low percentage. This is still a difficult catch to make. I don't mind the play call, but it's still hard to execute that. And honestly, you would like your special player to make a special play right there. Okay, you'll see it right here. He's even. Okay, so catch it. It's a tough catch. Catch it. Here we go. It's 3rd and 8, and we are in empty. I like empty, just not here. You know, they're blitzing on 3rd downs a lot, and 8 yards is a long way to go, unless, of course, you're running a lot of intermediate stuff, and they get exotic, okay? Simulated pressure. This guy drops out. He drops back into coverage, okay? Let's see how we protect it. We don't protect it. We miss the twist again. This is partial. We're running my favorite play, Hoss Juke. I like it, but sometimes you can't always juke to the inside. Sometimes you want to option this way. Okay, so Jayden's job is to look right and throw to Jack right here. It's just nothing, okay? First thing on the Hoss Juke, all right, when you run this play, sometimes, especially with the backers right here, so for those that don't know, Hoss Juke, this is an option. Okay, so Jayden has the option here, or excuse me, Jack has the option here to cut this way, okay? And the juke is to cut this way to get the linebacker going this way and then run to the middle of the field. Sometimes, though, if the backer has that much inside leverage, you do want to option route there, okay? Unless it's an auto option route to the inside. More often than not, the player coaches like the juke to go to the inside instead of the out. Okay? Still, it's a protection issue, and we still can't block the twist stunts. All right, so you'll see it here. So Tennessee makes a good adjustment for this to work. All right? So they overload this side. All right? Remember earlier, Charles Turner, when we made the adjustment on the twist, he was able to come to the inside and help with the twister. Now what Tennessee decided to do was, hey, we're going to occupy this guard and occupy this center so we can get their best player, Byron Young, going untouched through the A-gap. So this is a good play by Young, but this is just a really good adjustment by Tim Banks. He was probably the best coach on the field, their defensive coordinator. He out-schemed the living daylights out of us. And I think once they saw that Will Campbell was out and Garrett Dellinger, they said, look, we're just going to twist the heck out of the left side. So the way this should work, and this is why I don't like empty on 3rd and 8, especially if we don't have much stuff going, is Bradford pick up 9 and Hill pick up the twister, okay? Now, earlier we were able to get this center to help with the twister, but he can't because he's occupied by the shade to his left. Earlier when the defensive tackle was on this gap, he communicated, 70, you pick him up, and I'll help with the twister. You can't do that here with this, okay? So what should have happened here, Charles Turner passed this off to 70 and then come here, but that's hard. It's really, really hard. So they simulate that. He backs out, and then it's just untouched right here, okay? So the design here, Jayden look right, throw back to Jack Besh. He jukes there, and then he goes over the middle, okay? Right when Jayden's looking for it, there's a guy right down his throat. Okay? That's just them out coaching us, honestly. All right, so we get a stop. Can we do something? Now Cole Taylor's in the game. Once again, we are down by 23. And, defenses just aren't going to respect him as a receiver. They're just not. So we're motioning the tight end. And okay. think we draw pass interference here. Let's see. Is there a flag? Yep, there you go. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm fine, obviously, drawing the flag. But, man, you are taught to throw in the direction of the blitz. This is double covered, okay? So, still, good job by Jayden allowing this to clear out. All right? Still, though, once again, that's fine quarterbacking. I would have rather thrown this flat right here, though, okay? We want, when we play blitzing teams, to throw in the direction of the blitz, okay? Hit your swing route right there. Still, good play on first. We draw the pass interference. Ball is accurately thrown, and we get a pass interference penalty. Good. Bah! I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Right now. I know these film studies can strike a somber tone, but look, this is really brutal. Our tight end room is struggling bad. Okay? Cole Taylor just misses a lot of blocks, okay? They know that a screen's being run here. We're just kind of giving it away. You can just kind of see the body language here. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. is looking right here. He knows he's receiving this football. It doesn't look like, this is kind of a tell. It doesn't look like he's getting ready to fire off vertically. So first off, it's a little bit of a dead giveaway that we're trying to run a screen. And an experienced linebacker like 33, he's a fifth-year senior, he knows it. So all he knows is I got to block this guy, or I got to beat this guy. And this is, I don't. Are we trying to block here? I don't. How much worse can our offense get? I'm just trying to be as kind as I possibly can. That's what are we doing? What are we doing? Not only that, we hands to the face him too. There should have been 15. Oh, we've. I'm at a loss for words. I can't. All right, so this is better. This is really good offense. Okay, so Kyron Lacey communicates, "Hey, I think a corner blitz is coming." Okay. So, you see, he sees it, he calls it out, all right? So, guess what we do? We check into it. First thing, we've got to sell play-action fakes better than this, okay? This looks like it's a play-action fake, right? But, truth be told, good decision by John. The more important thing is to make sure we get this block, okay? Second thing is this ball could have been delivered right here. If you know a corner blitz is coming right here, boom, boom, boom. Ball out, and that gives Kyron more time to make a play. Also, he does drift a little bit, and this was almost an incompletion. The inaccurate ball cost us yards right here. Good process, good thinking. Jayden's got to be better there. So this might be the last one that we break down here. I know there's a great touchdown, later, but, once it gets to like 37 to 7, it does change some things, right? So I'm fine with this play call. Josh Williams does get hurt, so this is going to come off as a criticism here, but it's not, right? Josh will tell you that you got to be able to keep your feet. The ball is accurately thrown. He just has a cramp in midair, and he hurts himself on the land. Okay, I don't know what happened, but the play design here is actually fine. And it may not seem like it. Why would you run a swing pass on 3rd and 8? Well, we're not protecting it well. They've been running a lot of blitzes, so we're trying to get something quick. We get a little unlucky that this is the one of the few times they don't actually blitz. But even then, we're faking a tunnel this way to get some flow this way. We get a good block right here, and Josh would have been man-on-man for this guy for a first down because Kayshawn's given us a really good block. It's actually really fine offense, but because Josh fell on his own accord right here, you can't. They didn't want to go for it on 4th and 14 when it should have been either a first down or at least 4th and 3, 4th and 4. So I hope Josh is okay, but Denbrock right there is not showing faith in Jayden Daniels either. So yeah, just a microcosm of our day, basically. And I think that's going to do it for me. I don't know how much more I could simply take, but yeah, this was not good. All right, this is just not good by Jayden. It's just not good quarterbacking. It's simple what they're doing, okay? They're bailing out. We're running a comeback route with Jeray Jenkins. First thing, I don't know how this hadn't been brought up. We've got to sell our play action fakes better than this. That's got to be a little bit better. Still, it's easy. Quarter's playing off, so there's going to be separation on this comeback. And you'll see, I want you just to focus here, all right? The footwork isn't the absolute best. And you can see he's getting jittery. He double clutches, and he's waiting for this to be completely open, worried about this hook defender for whatever reason. And you'll see also, because of the sloppy mechanics, just watch how the ball leaves the hand, okay? You see it's a wobbler. It's kind of hard to see right there. So it looks like a drop right here by Jeray Jenkins. But honestly, this ball should have just been, first of all, it should already be hitting his hands if you throw with some anticipation. But it's high and away. There's just not a whole lot you could do with that. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and cut this short, though, because, you guys have been here long enough. I've been here long enough. And there's only so much more we probably all could take. So, as you see here, there's a lot of different issues, okay? And my inbox is full of a lot of different messages. Hey, you're the film guy. Tell us how we could fix this. And look, I like that you think that highly of me, but I don't know as much about football as obviously this man and the rest of the coaching staff. It's hard to fix what LSU has going wrong with it. Jayden is a problem. He is. There was missed throws here such as that one, the mesh you saw earlier, that are inexcusable for a year 4 starting quarterback. I would like to see him in a scenario where, once again, Jack Bech is the tight end, because we obviously don't have another receiving tight end on the roster not named Mason Taylor. He's got to get a break. I mean, It's a sore spot in our offense right now. And honestly, it's not Mason's fault. This is a true freshman 3-star tight end who came in the fall, who's playing an extremely difficult position. Tight end is not easy simply because of all the different things you have to do, right? In this offense, you have to do a lot of wham blocks. I won't get into what all that means. But in high school, you're not a lead blocker. You don't block all that much. You're putting too much on his plate. Something has got to give with that. And I do think part of that could be Brian Kelly's history with tight ends is really extensive, as is Mike Denbrock. And Mike Denbrock, of course, is also the tight ends coach. But Cole Taylor's not it. Nick Storrs and Jack Mashburn are just blocking tight ends. You've got to try Jack Bech. You've got to do something if you really want a tight end to be a feature spot in the offense. Because, number one, our quarterback, who is a limited passer already, doesn't have much chemistry with the tight end. But also, number two, we're not getting much out of it right now. Mason needs a break. Let him develop on the sidelines. I do think he'll eventually be a Richard Dixon type of player for LSU. He does show a lot of promise. But it's not working. It's just not. So that's one little micro thing that I would change. Number two, the wide receivers had a better day than what they did versus Auburn. I'm not loving a lot of the route concepts here. I've reached out to a few coaches about some of these plays, and and this is a conversation with one earlier. If I have time to actually, I might forget to do this because there's just so much that I have to edit. But look, there's a lot of these conversations that I have with QB coaches and whatnot, and they're just kind of confused by a few things about what we're trying to do, right? And a lot of my responses that I've been getting about inquiries about what is going wrong oftentimes comes down to how you're coached. It's come down to how the players, process the information that they're given by the coaching staff. That's a lot of asterisks, right? And what I draw from that is I think we have an identity issue. What are we offensively? But I don't know how much more I need to do that when I actually predicted Tennessee to win the SEC East before the season began. And I circled this game as a loss for LSU, especially considering Tennessee was coming off a bye. And I was also higher than most on Hendon Hooker going into this year. So this result didn't really shock me too much. But the issue here is we shouldn't be getting the doors blown off of us. And quite frankly, it's happened a lot in Brian Kelly's career that this has happened. So, it is a little worrisome with that. But we were not prepared to play this game. We just were not prepared. And offensively, we've got major issues, okay? This was a good call on 3rd and 2, but Jayden's ball placement there wasn't the absolute best either. Ball placement has been an issue with Jayden Daniels. If you hit Kayshawn in stride on the slant early, it's a completely different game. We're just not making the plays. We're not getting coached all that well. Obviously, we covered some special team stuff. That's an issue. And this was a game where defensively, it's Hendon Hooker coming off a bye with a lot of bad field position. And they got a lot of momentum and a lot of energy from all of that. Our defense, field position is actually a stat that oftentimes coincides with who wins. There was a huge field position disparity because of the turnovers and the punt returns and all of that. So, obviously, we didn't do any defensive plays. We're going to try and get to that a little bit later this week. Hate it because I like BK. Obviously, he's the coach of my favorite team, and I'm nothing against BK personally. But this was, you guys see it. It's just simple. We were really bad offensively in this game. So comment down below your thoughts on today's film study. It was obviously a little bit longer, but obviously some good offense, good route right there by Kyron on the comeback. But yeah, just a disaster all around. And I hope we call a better game next week. Now, before I get out of here, what are some things I would like to see? Well, we didn't do any pistol formation, and Florida had a lot of success with pistol. I like pistol formation a lot because it does add a little bit of misdirection from your running back. And, I thought Florida did open up some lanes in the running game going out of pistol versus Tennessee. And our biggest pass play of the year through the air was a play-action pass out of pistol. Now, I know that was against New Mexico, but still, I would like to see more pistol. I'd like to see more play action. I'd like to see more RPOs. Simplify this thing. I think one thing you can say from a macro perspective that the LSU offense is struggling with is there's not a whole lot of easy things, right? A lot of what we do, okay, let's say a run play like inside zone, something that, we did a lot of. Inside zone, outside zone, just zone, right? A lot of that blocking comes down to you blocking your man, right? You got to win your one-on-one matchup. But when a lot of your plays feature blocking plays where you have to one-on-one dominate your man, if you don't dominate your man, the play is over, right? The same thing is true with the passing game, right? A lot of what we do is based on the wide receiver beating the man in front of him, okay? There's not a whole lot of, hey, this schemed open wide receiver run into this space and the ball might come to you kind of plays. I think that's an issue. And there's a lot of different issues, but this video is too long. I got to be honest. And I'm ready to go eat some stir fry. I was supposed to save that for the end. So comment down below your thoughts on today's video. What would you like to see differently? Would you like to see Garrett Nussmeier? As far as the Nuss thing is concerned, he wouldn't have done better because we couldn't block the twist. But there were some balls that I think he would throw more accurately. Now, you don't have the QB draw game. You don't have the mobility aspect of it. But Nuss would have thrown some footballs in this game that would have been placed better than where Jayden placed them. Now, as far as the verticality aspect, I don't know how much better of a deep ball thrower Nuss is compared to Jayden because teams are playing a lot of this off stuff. But I will say recently, Nuss has done a good job of throwing the intermediate stuff quickly. So, how much Nuss do we see versus Florida? I don't know. And the hard thing to say about it was there were some drives, and a lot of the drives you saw today, where Jayden would throw a good pass on one play, but the next play it would just be bad. So it's kind of hard as an offensive play caller where you don't have these consistent drives from your QB. So maybe you get some Nuss versus Florida if the game gets out of hand, but I would still start Jayden because he did take a step forward in this game, and you'll see that in our game grades, but obviously a lot of negatively graded plays for me as well. Now, obviously we're a far cry from putting up another one of these national championship banners, but one thing you can do, obviously, is share this video. Venmo, Cash App, all that stuff really helps out. Guys, thank you so much for rocking with me, okay? It is Power Hour LSU. Bam! And tonight, we are doing, some stir fry. Let's go.